Welcome to the tutorial for the Departure Lounge's Ultimate Travel Agent Tracker. We created this tool to solve a challenge many of us face as travel professionals: staying organized and managing tasks and clients in an efficient way. Whether you're brand new to the industry, a seasoned pro, or just looking for a better way to get organized, this tracker was designed to meet you where you are and help you thrive. We know that the available resources can sometimes feel scattered, and trying to piece together solutions can be really overwhelming. That's why we built this all-in-one tool to simplify your workflow, save time, and give you the confidence to manage your business effectively. In this tutorial, we'll guide you through everything you need to know about using this tracker. You'll learn how to navigate its features, customize it to fit your needs, and maximize its potential. By the end, you'll be fully equipped to stay organized, streamline your process, and deliver top-tier service to your clients. Let's get started.
When you open up your master copy, you will be taken to this how to use page, which I know that you've already gotten a little bit familiar with because you have ended up on our tutorial. But I will just highlight a few points. If you ever need any support or you have any questions, you can always scroll down and email us by clicking on this link. It will take you to our email. Additionally, after you have fallen in love with this tracker and it's helped you increase your productivity in your organization throughout your business, you can scroll down here and click on this link that will take you to our survey or feedback form. We would love to hear back from you. Additionally, if for whatever reason you need to make a copy of your tracker or your spreadsheet, if you need to make that clean copy for your own personal use because you did invest in this tracker, you can just go up to the File button and click Make Copy, and you can name it whatever you want to get that copy of your spreadsheet. But I'm sure that you'll only need one, as this is a very powerful tool and you can edit it as you see fit. But let's jump into your tracker. So first things first, you'll see these buttons at the bottom that can help you click through your tracker. Some of them are color coded. The blue one obviously is the how to use guide. If you see any green tabs, that means that you don't have to edit those. They are auto populated. They will auto generate. You don't have to delete anything from there. You can delete from other pages and edit from other pages, but they auto populate on their own. But you can navigate this spreadsheet by clicking on any of these tabs. So the first one that we're going to check out is our dashboard. This is one of my favorite components of this tracker. You'll probably hear me say that more than once because I love this tracker. It was made for us by an actual travel professional who was in need of organization and productivity in my own business. So I made it exactly for the needs that we have. So on your overview here, you'll see a lot of things about your business, but I just want to first show you to the left-hand side where you can see all of the different parts of your tracker. Again, as I showed you before, you can click on the bottom tabs to navigate through the tracker, or you can click on any of these tabs on the side that will take you to the page that you need to go to. And this left-hand side, pretty much table of contents will be here throughout your tracker, or again, you have the option to click the tabs at the bottom. But this overview shows you a lot about your business. It tells you the current number of clients that you have, which you'll have to enter in. And again, this auto populates. It lets you know the number of upcoming trips that you have, tasks that are overdue, payments that are overdue, and the amounts of those payments, total commissions that you have collected, total income, total expenses. And it even breaks down into a visual of a comparison of those three, because as you know, in your business, these three are important. The next thing that I love is this most traveled month. So this will auto-populate as you input in your client's trip details, and it will tell you the months that your clients travel the most. This can be helpful in your efforts to improve your marketing strategies. If you want to continue to target those months where your clients love to travel, then you can do so. Or if you want to be proactive and research and see the months that the clients don't travel as much. You see here, March, none of the clients have traveled. None of our tester clients have traveled. So maybe we want to find locations that are good for that time, or find holidays that people may use to travel during March to market to them to try and get those numbers up. This is a great tool on our dashboard. The next thing that you have is the trip status details. This will tell you the status of different parts of your client's trip process. So if they're in the inquiry process, if they have a trip that's booked, if you've sent them a proposal and waiting to hear back, if they've completed a trip, or if they canceled a trip, then you can check that out here. You can also add or edit these inputs here for your trip status details, and I'll teach you how to do that in this tutorial. The next thing that we have is our upcoming task details. For me, running my business, keeping sticky notes, having different types of notebooks to keep up with, flipping through planners, trying to find where different things are, it started to be daunting at some point. So I wanted to streamline the process of seeing tasks that you have coming up. And this does exactly that. It lets you know when the task is due and whatever your description is that you have for it, and the client that it's for. And you'll see a more detailed depiction of this as we go through, but it gives you at least this many to kind of check out that are upcoming. Next, you can take a look at the discovery and client source. So this breaks down into different discoveries or ways that clients found you. And again, you'll be able to update this if you have different ways that clients discover you, but it breaks it down. If you've had 2 clients that found you through phone outreach, then it will have that there. Or if you have 5 clients that found you via on the website, it would have that 5 number there, and the chart would update to show you, what clients have contacted you more via what source. And just like the most months traveled, you can kind of do your marketing strategies based off of, well, if I only have 1 person who's gotten a referral from me, how can I up those numbers? A great tool. The next thing that I love is our states traveled and countries traveled visual. So once your clients have actually completed a trip to a state or a country, then this graphic will update. Once you click that status to complete, this will update and tell you how many places the clients have been to. The next thing that we have is upcoming departures. So it gives you a range of the departures that you have coming up, and it tells you how many days it is until those clients go on their trip, and it also tells you when they return home. Here you have it right in your face. Every day you look at this, you say, okay, I have 28 days until a client comes. Let me send them a check-in email, see if they need anything. Oh, I have 3 days until a client returns home. Let me make sure that I check on them when they get back. Add that to my task list and, get a review of their trip. All of these things, it's just a great snapshot. You can also check out clients that are currently traveling. It will auto-populate based on the trip details that you put in, and the clients that are traveling will go here. If you also want to check on a specific date, so let's just go to January 26th. You can see that client that will be returning home on that day. They left on the 17th. That's this test client number 5. It gives you the information based on the day that you input here. So that's a great tool as well. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes. If you click on your client list tab, it will take you to exactly that. You can put in however many clients that you want. It goes on and on and on and on. So you can put in all of their information, their birthdays, address, how they discovered you. So remember, we had that chart if they're a repeat client, and any notes that you may have about them. So one thing that I love to do in the notes for my clients is put in maybe a little piece here. The client wants to explore more solo trips. So that's something that maybe I didn't want to overflood this space with notes, so I added a little comment. And to do so, you can right click on that cell, go down to comment and add whatever comment that you want. Additionally, you can go and insert a note. Now, Google Sheets only allows you to do one note, but you can add on to the comments that you have. So if I wanted to add another comment here, I could just add it right there and it would be a separate comment from this. So that is a way that you can continue to add notes for your clients. Now, after you fill in this information, your client will then have a client profile, and I'm going to click on the side here just to show you the functionality of the table of contents that's to the left. So as you can see here, we have the client profile. So you can go through and filter through each client to see a snapshot of what you have for them. So each of my clients that I've entered in have something going on. I can check out that information. Okay, so it gives you whatever client that you chose, their phone number, email, birthday, all of the information that you put in their client profile, as well as their upcoming trip, and if you have any tasks for them, and the commissions that you've earned from them. Also, you have the amount due for them. Lots of good information. Now here it says average rating. I haven't put an average rating for this client. Sometimes if you don't have an average rating, maybe that client hasn't returned back from a trip just yet. And as you can see, my client's trip doesn't end until the 26th. Today is the 24th of January. So I'll update this client's trip once they come back. And I'll show you where you can update that client's rating each time that they go on a trip. And it will give you an average rating of that client. So maybe you want to check out a client if they hit you up to say they want to go somewhere. You're like, I don't remember this client. It's been a while since they traveled with me. Let me check out their rating. And if they have a 2 stars, maybe you think to yourself, I'm not in a place where I feel like dealing with a 2-star client. Yeah, let me either share this trip with another travel agent so that they can complete it, or, you can make that decision if you want to move forward. But I think that that's a great function as well. If you scroll down on your client profile, you can also see your task list for them. So what's upcoming, if anything was canceled, the status of it, the start date, end date, the priority, all of the things will populate here. And I love that. The next thing that you can check out is their communication, how we've communicated with them, the dates. Also, their payment tracker is here. So if you want to just check out, okay, when do they have a payment come up? They made the deposit, or their final payment date is on May 28th. Let me make sure I stay up to date with them on that. All of those things are there for you to check out, as well as the notes, which you can update. I will share that information with you. So the next thing that we want to check out is the trip details. And remember, if you're on that page, like the client profile, you don't have to delete anything off of here. If you see something that's wrong, do not delete anything on these pages. You can edit them on the trip details, which it tells you, where you can find the trip details, task list, so on and so forth. So you don't want to delete anything from there. If you try to, you'll get a heads up so that you don't. So you'll just cancel it so you don't mess up anything. Now, if you go to the trip details, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can put in your client and all of their trip information that they have for that particular trip. You can put in when you started planning it if you want to get that detailed. If they've gone on the trip and completed it. Again, this is how we populate our states traveled and countries traveled to. Once you click complete here, then it will update on your dashboard to reflect that in your visuals. You would put in the start date, the end date, and that auto populates here to tell you the days and the nights. If you ever see a kind of tannish, little grayish, whatever color, cream colored columns, you don't have to update anything there. The columns on that page will populate them for you, so you don't have to do anything. Also, you can put in the information for how many adults, how many children, and that will auto-populate for you so that you can know the amount of travelers. Now, I spoke before about giving the clients a rating. You can do that here. It's just a drop down. You decide how that trip was for you, how you felt about that trip, and then you can rate it. Or if you want to use this for a review for your clients to say what their experience was, then you can use that for that as well. And you can use your notes to say what their review was. You can use that for marketing later to then, have a client testimonial or review. And then you can put your own notes here if you so choose. Now, if you want to update anything with this is the trip status that we saw on our dashboard. I will show you how you can update those. You don't have to keep these same titles, but if you want to, you can just leave them there. Additionally, for the countries, if you want to find any country, you can just type it in. We could put in United States, United Kingdom, whatever we want to put in. The Bahamas for our clients, then that will come up just like that. You just have to type in the name and it will search it for you. The next tab that we have is our task list. So I love having a task list because, as I said, it can be overwhelming depending on the systems that you're using. It's nice to have it streamlined in one place so you can, again, add task to your heart's desire. Now it will give you a green highlighted on the cells if you have completed the task, kind of giving you a pat on the back. Great job for finishing this. But if you have not started it and the due date has passed, then it's going to give you a red just to kind of notify you, hey, you need to get this done. Or if it's passed so much that you can't get it done, you know what? Let me just say that it's canceled. I'll move it to canceled. But because it wasn't completed, then it's overdue. Essentially. So maybe you want to mark it as complete or don't mark it as anything at all. Over here, you can see the visuals of the task priorities, how many high tasks you have, how many medium, and how many low. You can also see your task by status. So, okay, I have 17 tasks that are completed. I have 4 that I haven't even started. Okay, my schedule was kind of free today. I can dive into these. Or some that are canceled. Why were they canceled? Maybe you want to look at that. Some that have been deferred. Why did I defer them? Do I need to go back and check it out? It's just a great little snapshot to help you get along in your task. And remember, they are based on the client, so they will auto-populate to your client profile, and you can see those tasks here. The next tab that we have is our communications log. So we saw that on our client's profile. You can input, whenever you talk to a client, let's say I'm talking to client number 2 on today. I'm going to get on a Zoom call with them and we are going to discuss 2026 birthday trip. Now remember, you can come back here after the meeting or during the meeting. You can add a comment about your meeting. You can add a note about your meeting. Maybe client didn't turn up for meeting. And now you have that note there for yourself for future references. The next tab that we have is our calendar tab, which I love. Told you I'll be saying this a lot, but I love this calendar task because it's also a snapshot of what you have going on. Now, if you look over here to the left, you can see that this calendar can be divvied up into months and years. Okay, so you can go to any month to check out what you may have. You can go to any year to check out what you may have. Okay, if it's nothing there, that means you don't have anything coming up, but we're going to try to get some tasks and some trips on our calendar. So if I take a look back at January again, it gives me the tasks that I've had throughout the month. Okay, and you can check out the legend here. The globe means that someone is leaving for a trip. The house means that they're traveling home. If you see a red dot, that means it's a high priority task. The yellow dot means it's a medium priority task. And the green means it's a low priority task. The cash button or the cash emoji means that there is a payment due. So you can kind of just see a snapshot of what you have going on in the month of January. Additionally, if you want to do your calendar from Sunday to Saturday versus from Monday to Sunday, you can also change that up as well. Moving on to our commission log, which is important because we like knowing when we get paid. So we have here the receive date. Now you can always change this, but I like to put the receive date so that we can know when the money is coming in. When will we receive these funds? You can go in and put your client. I like to put in the description of the trip. Now this is important, the category, which you can also change. Was the category for this commission from a hotel and flight package? Was it from a resort? A hotel only, all inclusive, a cruise, Disney, Universal, airfare? What was it? Was it just a regular travel package or a travel deal? We want to know what our commissions are coming in, because if we start to see an uptick in commissions, we probably want to advertise that particular category more because people like it. Another marketing tip: you can check out the booking amount. So this is how much the entire booking was. And then you can enter in your commissionable amount. So the commissionable amount would change based on the type of business structure you have. So if you have a host agency, then you may receive anywhere from 70 to 80%. If you are your own independent agent, then you may receive 100%. You would just need to go in and put in whatever that percent is that you're receiving, and it would update your commission based on that. Then you would need to go over and say if that commission had been paid out or if it was pending, and you see that your graphs over here change, or if the deposit was paid only. It tells you all of those things. And this populates based on the commissions being paid out. And then this one populates based on the payment status. So it actually shares how much commission you're going to earn versus the booking amount. So if you look here, maybe you want to check out, airfare. I'm getting a lot of booking. I have a lot of booking amounts, but I'm not getting a lot of commission coming in. So do I really want to continue booking a lot of air? Is it worth it? You might just want to look at that. And that's totally up to you how you want to navigate that. The next tab that we're going to look at is our payment tracker. So here we would put in what clients have paid and when they have that final due date. That was showing on our client profile. So you would pick whatever client that you have, whatever trip that it is that you want to input. You would put that total trip cost here. You would put in how much their deposit is and when that final payment is due. And then you could just go through to update the status, if it's been paid, if it's pending, which pending could just mean that maybe they paid their deposit and now they're on to paying the rest of their package. Up to you. You can also edit these. I'll tell you how to edit each of the statuses, but these work for me. Those three ranges, I know what they mean and they work. And then you can add in notes. So see here, I have canceled. They never followed up. This final due date has passed. So essentially, because I didn't put anything here, I didn't get that commission. So if you wanted to add that, canceled so that it wasn't on there, or if you just wanted to delete this, but I think it's nice to go back and see, well, what happened here with this particular commission, or with this particular payment. The next thing that we have is our expenses log. So for our expenses log, this could be a range of anything. It could be travel fees that you pay, and you may want to know those expenses because maybe you're paying out of your business account, or maybe you need this documented for your CPA. So you can do that here. Maybe you bought gifts for your clients for the holidays as a thank you gift, or even for choosing you as their agent. Maybe you want to mail it to them, and because we have our client profile, you have their email or their physical mailing address. If you have office supplies or recertifying your business, your LLC, whatever it might be, you can add that here. And of course, you can see that snapshot on our dashboard. And also you can see that snapshot in detail on our cash flow analysis, which is the next tab that I am going to go to. So this cash flow analysis is amazing. It really gives you an in-depth look of your business. You can check it out on this first top half here. Okay, this top half is a monthly breakdown. So you can go through whatever month that you want. in whatever year that you want to see the monthly breakdowns for your business. So if we're looking in January, which just gives a complete overview, you can see that we brought in some commissions, but not enough to absorb those expenses. So as you can see here for the monthly profit for January, we're in the negative. We didn't bring in enough money to cover those expenses. So we need to look into that and see what we need to do. But then you can also see for the other months of 2025, what that looked like for monthly profit. Now, if you wanted to change this, you see I don't have anything for 2026 yet, so it doesn't show anything. It doesn't populate. But for 2025, I have this information here. Now, if you go down to commissions, as I told you, we have different categories that you will be able to update. Here are the categories for commissions. You can see how much you made in each category. You can also see how much each expense was. And again, I'll show you how you can change these titles for the categories if you need to. And then it gives you a summary overall for January, what your commissions were, minus your expenses, and what the profits were. This is a negative $624. So you can see your profit margin here is negative 156, which, if you had to do a certain expense, then that may be okay, but it gives you an overview of what that looks like. The commission breakdown and the expense breakdown, what kind of expenses you spent in this month. You can also click through by month to see what client brought you in the most commissions. Maybe client number 4 didn't travel anywhere. That's okay. What about client number 5? Also didn't travel anywhere. You can just go through to see what clients did what in what month. It's just a snapshot. Now, if you scroll down, you can see the yearly breakdown, which if we're still in 2025, you can click which year you want to do, and it breaks down over the full year, the commission, expenses, and profits. And then you have the visuals that breaks those down, and you can also see the clients over the year, what they brought in, okay? And you can click through and see how much they brought in. Then for the year, you can see a breakdown of commissions and expenses. For January, how much of a commission did we bring in? February, and then you can also see the categories. It goes through and tells you over the year how much each of them adds up to. It's just very in-depth and very helpful for you to see these things in your business. It's telling you the profit margins per month, as well as the cash flow, the profit, everything. You have all of the information for your business right here in this tab. And it gets so detailed. And you already know what I'm going to say. I love this. The next thing that we have is our supplier log. So I wanted to add this so that you could add in suppliers that you work with. I did supplier ABC. Sometimes I get agents who ask me, hey, do you have a luxury Jamaican getaway that you can refer me to? And I say, who do I use, or who have my clients said are the best for luxury Jamaican getaways? Let me go to my supplier list. I go to the point of contact, whether that be a person or a website. I put in the phone number. I can go and reach them however I need to. But then, this is a luxury high-end. This overall rating of 3, I gave them this rating, but why? The point of contact was very spotty with the responses, which isn't always great depending on the time that your clients have. So you can put in whatever you need to here for the supplier log so that you can kind of stay up to date with what suppliers do what, and it's easy to just pop in and check it out as a resource whether it's for someone else or for your own records. Lastly is the category guide. On this category guide, you can amend any of the selections that are on the drop-down menu. So when I told you that you could change the types of communications, if you maybe do more than these 4 types of communications, or for the payment status, if you want to update those, anything that you need to update as far as the drop-downs go, you can either remove something or you can change the wording of it. You can click it and change it. You won't get an error message for any of these. For the expenses or the payment type, maybe you can add gift card here. or credit, anything to help the flow of your tracker go smoothly. So we have gone through all of our tabs, everything in your tracker so that you can use it efficiently and without any kinks. I know that it's going to be an amazing tool for you. I know that it's going to help you with productivity and to streamline things in your business. And I really cannot wait to hear back from you all about how much this has changed the game for you. Click our review button to leave your honest feedback, whether it's just how much you love it or if you have some ways that you want to help us improve that could make it even more seamless for you and streamlined. We'd absolutely love to hear it. But until next time, here's to growth, collaboration, and success. Thank you for supporting the Departure Lounge.